Now, guys, I have discussion D for you. Like I said earlier, this is how we in the U.S. Help our terminally ill patients in end of life and hospice care. This is how we handle it in the U.S. for terminally ill patients. Okay. So the title is Assisted Dying in the U.S. as of 2026 provides a structured snapshot of where the country stands on medical aid in dying. It situates the issue within a shifting legal landscape, highlighting both process and resistance, and underscores the ethical complexities that continue to shape public debate. The framing is clear. Assisted dying is no longer a fragile issue, but its acceptance is uneven, contested, and deeply tied to broader questions about healthcare autonomy and dignity at the end of life. Legal landscape. As of 2026, 12 jurisdictions permit medical aid in dying. States: California, Colorado, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maine, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, and then the Federal District of Washington, D.C. This list reflects both long-standing leaders, Oregon, which pioneered such laws in the 1990s, and newer adopters like Delaware, Illinois, and New York. The patchwork nature of these laws means that access depends heavily on geography, creating disparities in end-of-life options across the country. Recent legislative shifts. Delaware passed legislation with implementation scheduled for 2026, marking a significant expansion into the Mid-Atlantic region. Illinois and New York. Both states have recently enacted laws signaling memorandum large, diverse states where debates have historically been continuous. There, inclusion is notable because they represent major population centers, potentially influencing national discourse. These changes suggest that the movement is gaining traction beyond the West Coast and Northeast, where it has traditionally been the strongest. States in debate or deadlock. Active debates. Massachusetts, North Carolina, Pennsylvania are currently considering bills. These states represent different cultural and political contexts. Showing how the issue is cutting across regional divides. Stalled efforts. Arizona, Connecticut, and Nevada have seen bills fail or stall, reflecting the persistence of opposition rooted in ethical, religious, or political concerns. This uneven process illustrates the tension between growing public support and entrenched institutional resistance. Requirements and safeguards. The page emphasizes that eligibility criteria vary by jurisdiction, but common elements include proof of terminal illness, often within a prognosis of 6 months or less. Residency requirements, which remain a point of contention. Critics argue they restrict access for those who might travel to states where the practice is legal. Multiple procedural safeguards, such as waiting periods, psychological evaluations, and confirmation by more than one physician. Ethical and public considerations. Public support. Surveys consistently show majorities supports for assisted dying, though intensely varies by region and demographics. Ethical sensitivity. Despite support, the issue remains fought. Religious groups, disability advocates, and some medical professionals raise concerns about potential abuse, slippery slopes, and the risk of undermining palliative care. Policy debates, residency rules, equitable access, and the role of healthcare providers are recruiting flashpoints. The ethical discourse highlights a paradox. While many see assisted dying as an expansion of autonomy and dignity, others view it as a dangerous concession that could erode protections for vulnerable populations. Evolving landscape. The page closes by noting that the legal status of assisted dying is still evolving. More states may join the list in the coming years, but process is uneven and contested. The trajectory suggests a gradual expansion tempered by ongoing debates about safeguards, healthcare infrastructure, and cultural values. By 2026, assisted dying in the US is legal in a growing but still limited set of jurisdictions. The map is expanding with recent additions in Delaware, Illinois, and New York, but many states remain undecided or resistant. The issue is not only about legality, it's about how society defines dignity, autonomy, and care at the end of life. The snapshot underscores that assisted dying is both a political policy reality and an ethical battleground, with a future shaped by legislative momentum, public opinion, and the evolving standards of healthcare. Guys, I did this so everybody has an FYI about how we in the US handle our end of life care for folks with illnesses that are terminal. You still have, when you have a terminal illness and you wish to end your life, you still have to have the capacity to take the prescribed medication yourself. You know, most people, when it comes to end of life care, most people prefer to go to hospice care. You know, that route is safer. But the other option is some person can go to a different state that offers the assisted dying option too. It's a personal choice for people to make. You know, when they're faced with a terminal illness, and they already know that it's not going to get any better. That the other option is to ask for hospice, or you know go to a state that legalizes assisted dying, because like I said earlier, there's 12, but you have to be able to jump through the hoops of safeguards in those states. You can't just walk in and say, "Hey, I have a terminal illness. Can I have the medication?" There are legal channels that you have to go through to get that okayed for you to go ahead and do, have that option. So that's why I did tonight's show D, so that we can see the other end of the debate for our country, for the US. And my other reason for doing the show C and D are because of each country has the same or has the same situation going on with folks that are sick, that are terminally ill. All they want to do is go be pain free. That's the ultimate goal of somebody that has a terminal illness, is to go pain free and go peacefully. That is another reason why I did this show also. So hope this has given somebody more information about the whole debate. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.